How fast can I go from 0 to 1 million in Theme Park Tycoon 2? So we're going to skip the tutorial, we do not want it, and we're going to remove all of this. And let's start with a simple path, with of course some trash cans. And let's start placing our first ride, which is just going to be the teacups. Let's place that right here and connect that to the path. And of course you want a queue for this coaster, and let's open it. Give this a nice fence, with some simple trees around it. We do of course not want to spend too much money on this, since we are trying to hit 1 million money. And let's add a little hut above the entrance. And there we go, that's our first ride. Name it, of course, the cups. Now, by the looks of things, people want some food, so let's give them that. And with that, we are going to add also some seating. So let's just place some picnic tables just right here. And then we're, of course, going to fill in this with path. And then on the other side, we can place, of course, some stalls. Here we go. I think people will also enjoy that. And let's add a nice hedge around the theme park. There we go. So it's sort of just block. And then we can add some nice bushes. And of course a tree. We have around 4,500 left. That is not a lot, but I think that is enough to build one more flat ride. And when I'm making this, a massive shout out to Super Densho for letting me record this video. I got improvement from him. So link to his channel is in the description. Alright, let's place the spiral slides just right behind these stalls. And you might think, Timer, why do you not just build a money farm? I am not allowed to build a money farm in this challenge, just to make it a little bit harder. Alright, let's also make a nice edge around here, just so that it's sort of like separate. And then we can of course fill this also in with the rocks and the bushes. So this is a nice little picnic area. I like it, I like it. Of course, we also want to connect the queue. There we go. And now I am running out of money. We only have 2,400 left, so I might have to send a little bit AFK in a bit. And before I forget it, I think I can increase the entry cost of the park. Let's make that 25. And I can even claim my daily bonus, which makes us go to 1-star park. Alright, we have still quite some way to go. Alright, let's go back here, since I want to maybe build our first roller coaster, which is just going to be the cheapest one. We're just going to be building a junior coaster. And let's make that the one with the plane. It is definitely going to be a very, very small and short roller coaster. Because, well, as you can see, we only have 3,000. I don't even know if we have enough to even finish this. I want the path to go under Lift Hill. I think that's pretty cool. So we need to sort of go in a turn here. And I do not know if this is going to fit. Just fits, then we need to go up. Alright, path can still fit under it. And well, yeah, as I said, it's going to be a very small one. We're already going in the brakes. We do not have that much brakes. We do one brake. There we go. And then we just have to turn back in the station. Alright, there we go on our very first roller coaster in the park. It's so short that it's only one train. Let's not forget all the trash cans, because people are already starting to litter. Now we need to go helicopter mode. Helicopter, helicopter. We now only have 100 money left. I'm just going to be decorating this a little bit and waiting for money, and then we will continue with the park. And so far, it's been 10 minutes.
3 days later.
Okay, I have decorated the spiral slide. I'm going to be decorating a roller coaster a little bit later, but as you can see, the train is constantly almost full. But it's time for our next ride, which is going to be the space ring. So let's just place that right here. And of course, a queue. We can of course add a little bit of nature around it. And I've also made another small, eating plaza right here. And then we're of course going to be connecting this path through under here, and then with this path right here, so we can create sort of a loop. So there we go. Before we forget it, let's place of course the trash cans with of course some benches. Here we go. I don't have money anymore. And by the looks of things, we also have 1.5-star park now, so we can probably increase the entry to like 30 bucks. Alright, I'm just going to be waiting a little bit for money, and then we will continue building this theme park and get 1 million money.
A few moments later.
Alright, so it's now almost 1 hour late, and as you can see, we have basically 40,000 money, which means we have enough money to build our next roller coaster. And that roller coaster is going to be more on the left side of the plot, and I don't want to spend too much money on this roller coaster. We're going to choose for quite a cheap type, so we are going for the normal spinning coaster. So I am going to be moving this a little bit, since there are of course going to be more paths in there, but this is sort of going to be like the far left side of the park, so let's just, I guess, place it around there. And then we're just going to be making a random layout. Okay, I think that is high enough, and as you can see, we have already spent 7,000. Right, let's make a little pre-drop like this, and then we're going to be dropping down. Let's add of course a little bit of pivot offset, just to make it a bit easier, since this coaster type is still quite rough, since it's quite old. So I'm just going to be cooking a really random layout. Alright, let's go up, and then we're going to here create like one of those weird like turns, or whatever you call them. I don't even know. Something like that. Hopefully it works good enough. And here we have the roller coaster. I skipped the last part since that was just extremely boring. And we have spent well over 30,000 for this roller coaster. So this was indeed quite an expensive investment for the park. But I think this is a pretty nice roller coaster. It's definitely not too long, but it's good enough. And it can actually run quite a high capacity. As you can see, this train is also running on the same roller coaster at the same time. By the looks of things, perfectly makes it until the end. And that also means we need, of course, an entrance and an exit for this roller coaster. I'm probably just going to be placing them both on the same side. So let's get a staircase. Let's connect that right here. Maybe we can even place another right in here. And then we do, of course, the same for the queue. I think the firewall fits, but that costs 22,000 money. Okay, well, we will have to wait a little bit before we have that money. So let me just first decorate this right. I got 100,000 right now, so that means we're 1/10 on the way, but I still want to build one final roller coaster in this park, and that is going to be right here. As you can see, I have added a few more flat rides and stuff just around, but nothing too special. But let's build the last roller coaster. And for that roller coaster, we have to scroll almost all the way to the end. Wooden roller coaster. And now I could just plop down this blueprint, but that's no fun. So let's build it ourselves. So the station itself is going to be, around here. That's perfect. And we're going to still make quite a small wooden coaster, since that layout you just saw was already 65,000. Yeah, a wooden coaster is extremely expensive, but I still think we can manage. Let's just make a small turn into the lift hill. And I think this is, definitely high enough for this roller coaster. And my plan is to make a drop that sort of rotates around and then goes under here again. So let's try and make that. So for that, we of course first need to start rotating to the right. So let's make sure we use all the space we can. So all the way down to the ground. Then from this moment on, we are going to go up again into a small airtime hill. And now we are going to rotate all the way very sharp to the right. We only have around 60,000 left at the moment. That means we've already spent more than 40,000 on this roller coaster. So we definitely have to look out with how much we're spending on this and if it's even worth it. All the way to the bottom, and now we are going to go up. Okay, and now we need to somehow go to the right. So we are by the looks of things definitely going to go over this flat right. It's not ideal. And then this literally just very easily going to go in a turn back in the station. There we go. Yeah, as said, it's definitely not a massive layout, but this coaster already costed us 70,000 for this really small roller coaster. Let's hope the coaster makes it. If not, then that's going to be a expensive mistake. And for the people wondering, it's almost been now 3 hours since I started this challenge, and we are not really far. We have only basically 30,000, but we are pretty much just going quite smooth through these alterns. It's not the most special coaster in the world, but what can you do for 70,000, especially if it's a wooden roller coaster? I just hope we're able to make it back to the station, and I think we can. That's actually not too bad. I like it. All right, let's make the station and everything for this. So once I've actually built all of this, I am probably going to be placing maybe like 2, maybe 3 flat rides in this little space right here, and then maybe back there, and then the park itself is finished. And from that moment, we are just going to be standing AFK and waiting for the money. I don't know how long it's going to be taking. I don't hope too long, but I am expecting quite bad, like 5 or 6 hours. Maybe it's even longer. But what I'm going to be doing is probably just sort of using the same station as what I did for the Twister coaster or whatever. What did I name it? The Spin 3000. What a terrible name. So let's just make a queue so people can start riding it, make an entrance, and then we're going to be doing the rest of it and just standing AFK. So let's do that in the form of a time lapse. It has now been almost 7 hours. Okay, stop. For some reason, my autotune was on for this part, so just enjoy this part where I'm just, as if it sounds like I'm speaking through a loudspeaker. I started this challenge, and as you can see, we have just passed 500,000 money. So that means we are only halfway, and I've already been standing AFK for 4 hours. So I am sadly expecting another like 5 hours before we have 1 million. That means it has almost taken 12 hours to complete. Okay, this is definitely taking a lot longer for 1 million, but let's just Let's just cut to when I got 1 million. So this is taking way too long. It's now been 12 hours. And as you can see, we have almost 1 million money. This has taken way longer than I was expecting. Mainly because, of course, I did not allow myself to build any money farm. So we had to actually build a theme park. And this is how the theme park looks at the end. There's probably a lot more ways to do this a lot faster with money farms or a better park. But we are going to hit 1 million right now. There we go, we got 1 million money in Theme Park 2 and it took this long. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe on my channel. This video took a long time to record, a lot longer than I was expecting. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. So guys, I will say, as always, goodbye.